Hello, my sweet Geminis. How are you doing? You have Venusian vibes here to give you your October love and spirituality reading. So I've already begun to shuffle your deck. Um, I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more and cement those energies into place, okay? I like to do some shuffling on screen, just so you can see the magic happen, so to speak. But if you don't have the time, go ahead and fast forward right through me shuffling and just get on to the reading. Okay. I don't feel like I have much to do here. Everything was mostly in place. Just want to give it a little bit more energy here, get things together. Okay. All right. Okay. Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, Four of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Universe. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The Hanged Man in the reverse. Okay. Very interesting. Geminis, okay. Well, before I get going on the October reading, I'm going to take a look into your guys' past and see what has been going on with you guys, okay? We have the Seven of Cups, King of Wands in the reverse. Have we been dealing with a fire sign? Ace of Wands, beautiful. Ace of Cups, though it sits in the reverse. The Empress. Ace of Swords in the reverse. So we have a lot of very new energy. And the Queen of Wands here, Ten of Swords, indicating y'all have been dealing a lot of you guys have been dealing with someone with a lot of fire energy, or you have that in your own chart. Okay. So let me see here. I think you are coming through as the Empress. It's beautiful. Okay. So what's up with all these aces? Seven here, Seven of Swords there. Okay. I almost don't know where to begin here. I think you guys have been feeling a lot of passion for someone, a love connection in your life. You've been feeling sort of like a stoking, like your inner flame being stoked by a person in your life. The Ace of Cups in the reverse. But there's definitely some emotional problems that you're feeling, and some issues with some old paradigms that you're still in terms of your thought processes and how you view yourself in the world. So there is this passion within you being ignited. And this is in the past, so leading up to right now. I'm getting a sense that this is newer energy. So I want to say in the last few months and leading up to this moment I'm doing this reading, so late September, a passion is being ignited, but you're having within you, but it's not being accompanied by a stable emotional and thinking paradigm, if that makes sense. On an emotional level and on a thinking level, you have not made a proper transition that will sort of support this fiery passion that you are feeling. This person, and it's leaving you unable to sort of make any efforts or moves towards this person. And they are in the reverse, but I'm not going to speak to why right now. Actually, a lot of this can be your own energy, my dear Gemini. I'm picking up that for some of you, it is your energy that is unable to be stabilized. Like this passionate flame here is not being stabilized with a solid foundation, because you're lacking these other elements that are out of alignment, thinking and feeling elements. So you are sitting sort of in this stagnant place, not really able to make any action efforts towards in response to what you're feeling. And your actions and your stability are sort of stagnant right now. You're sitting here sort of trying to make a choice or a decision. Okay. So moving on from the Seven of Cups to the Seven of Swords, hiding. Unstable effort, illusionary success. The sevens represent challenges. They represent when our energy is at its most unbalanced, unstable. And when we go to the eights, from the sevens to the eights are trying to correct what has the out of balance and the weakness that had been experienced when we were on that energy of the seven. But you do not have that 8 here. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. All right. Going back to that thinking paradigm that we saw with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. We have the Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords, I think this is talking more about what is that thought process that hasn't been transcended, that is sort of old, the way you have thought of things in the past that you haven't quite been able to transform quite yet. And what it is this energy that you have to, in some way, defeat or conquer over someone else. That's pretty extreme way of saying it. I want to put it in a more realistic, for most of you, it's not like, oh, I need to conquer over myself or this other person's. So let me put it in I'm going to try to paint a more realistic picture for what this is for most of you guys. Because on a deeper level, it's about conquering, winning over. But I'm going to let, okay, this is Venus in Aquarius. It's an airy element. So we are getting this sense of a lack of feeling, we're not feeling grounded in regards to, I saw the masculine and feminine of fire in the past. So a lot of you are dealing with a person, but you're not approaching this person on an equal playing field of on an equal playing field. That is from a kind and heartfelt position. If that makes sense. I'm feeling a little choked up, so I think thinking you're feeling a little choked up too. You're not really able to come through with your feelings. You're more have like a coping mechanism, you know, that's trying to avoid getting hurt, and you are approaching more from a position of wanting to possess them by acting indifferent. It's about a power play, and this in the conscious position for yourself. So you actually know that you're doing this and you recognize it, which is a great thing, that you recognize sort of how your desire to approach a situation or a person this way, or people this way. This could just be how you are in life, how you learn to be, because it's the way that you felt safe navigating relationships. So it is about using your attention and affection to manipulate. And there's no judgment here coming from me. I do find it curious that we have two Venus. This is Venus in Aquarius, and we have Venus here in Scorpio. And for me, Aquarius and Scorpio are very different energies. Aquarius is so airy, and it is about the intellect, and they're often, Aquarians are known to be detached, emotionally detached. And then here we have the Venus in Scorpio. Scorpios are known to be deep, involved, emotive, possessive. So for me, these energies are very, very different. But you have them both here in your spread. So I think on a feeling level, you're feeling one way. But then the way you're acting on a conscious level, on a thinking level, is how you handle these feelings. And they are about, and the way you handle them is about acting detached, reserved, and using your attention sparingly so that this person becomes more attached to you, because it kind of stokes their own sense of low self-esteem, where they want to, like, it's called intermittent reinforcement, where you just throw like a little crumb here and there, and then you do it sparingly and kind of without rhyme or reason, and so they become sort of like attached to getting those little crumbs from you, and it makes them feel attached, more attached, and more like they want your affection, and they want more of your appreciation and time and attention. But it's in the conscious place, so you're recognizing that you are doing this. And what does that point to? When we have the universe, which is the world, in your unconscious position. I'm seeing this guy here. This is about Saturn energy, and we have this guy here. He's reminiscent for me of the King of Swords, who can also has a tendency to be just like the energies I've described here. See this center. You have the center in you. I'm getting this as the universe, the star energy. This beautiful star energy, your connection to spirit, your connection to the world, sits in your unconscious, and you are a part of it, and you're integrated with all things around you. But in your conscious, you're not viewing it this way. You're viewing it more like you have to defeat and manipulate in order to feel connected to somebody, in order to get their sense of connection to you and to get their time and their attention. The same person's head is very small. You can see it there, as the same one is right there. Isn't that interesting? I'm thinking that you are using your connections as you're weaponizing connection, the idea of being close to someone, intimacy. You're weaponizing it, and the way I described with the intermittent reinforcement. But deep down below it all, sitting in your unconscious, um, is this divine connection to every and all things where we are all equal. We're all equal. Humans are equal with animals. We're equal with the plants that grow. No one is more important than someone else. We're all just living things. And that is the knowledge and wisdom that sits in your unconscious. But you seem to be afraid of it because it doesn't make you feel safe. And this will go back to how your parents were, how they related to you, how they made you, how did they treat you like you were an equal to them, or did they treat you like you were less? Did they like spank you or yell at you, degrade you in those type of ways that children get degraded quite often by their parents, by adults? And if you got that degradation but didn't recognize it as that, but recognized it as proper discipline, or believe that it was proper discipline, then that it might be how you feel safe in approaching other people, is by making in a very light, for most of you it's not like this extreme version of this, but it's like a very mild, just degrading sort of way of handling other people. Because it is, when you give people intermittent reinforcement, you start breadcrumbing them. It is in a way degrading them, because it's degrading what they need from a person, what will make them happy. It's not taking their best needs into account. And like I said, I'm not judging. I don't mean this in a harsh or judgmental way. It's just what the cards are showing me that you're going through right now. And what I want would be for, since you already do recognize that you're doing this, I think that there's seriously a potential for you to, and maybe some of you are wondering, how do I be in the world in a different way? How do I feel safe being on an equal playing field with people, and just trying to be with them and not try to create power dynamics, not feel this urge to retreat, give a little, then retreat, give a little, retreat, not feel the urge to do that, but to be like more consistent with it. What I hope you realize is in your unconscious is that this isn't really scary. When everybody's on an equal playing field, it's not really scary, but you're gonna have to deal with what makes you feel like that's scary. What does giving freely, why does that make you feel afraid? So that would be what I think a question to answer for yourself will be very helpful. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords we're seeing here is just more of this energy of the hiding energy. And I'm getting it here with the Seven of Cups. You're kind of just doing this thing where you pop out, breadcrumb this person, retreat. You're not giving of your time and attention, but you're also not giving of your own, giving them any information about yourself. You're not being open with them. You're not like telling them about yourself, trying to create that greater intimacy. And we have Aquarius here once again. Well, it is Aquarius, but it seems to be, they did the symbol backwards. Interesting. So that will resonate for those of you who you might not recognize it as breadcrumbing. You recognize it as, I only feel like texting them sometimes, or hanging out with them on and off, ignoring I don't feel like always answering their texts. Sometimes I just feel like not responding. Sometimes I just feel like not answering their questions. Sometimes their questions irritate me and I don't want to answer them. So you're experiencing this from a place of your feelings, and you're just reacting to your feelings. But from an outside perspective, what it is I don't feel safe fully connecting with this person, fully giving to them equally. I feel like I need to maintain a higher ground. I think I need to maintain a higher ground in order to have control over the situation. So there's the way you're experiencing your actions, and then what's really going on with your actions and what it's really all about. But I think you're starting to really recognize that here. The Nine of Pentacles is more a single energy. It's about you're focusing on yourself, and it's in the upright. So in your life, you're doing very well. You're getting done what you need to in the material plane. You're probably feeling pretty good financially. You're feeling confident with yourself, but you're also very focused on yourself. Maybe some of you just started doing like an online course, or you just got a new job and you're feeling very much focused on improving your own life. And this desire to focus on yourself, and I think is also tying into how you are interacting with these other people or this other person, because you're so focused on the most important thing to you is making sure that you're doing well. That's not helping sort of you grow a connection of someone you might be interested in, if that makes sense. But this is pointing towards you doing well in life, and so that's really good to see. But it's definitely also pointing towards not a strong desire to connect with someone. So if you are feeling a strong interest in someone but not able to connect with them fully, it's for the reasons I was just talking about. But also you might be using, because of this fear of connection and intimacy, sort of using your own life. Oh, I just got this new job, I have to focus on this new job, sort of that type of mentality, but is going on in your conscious mind. But the real reason is probably a fear of intimacy, if that makes sense. So what you're saying to yourself might not be the full picture of what's going on, and it might not be encapsulating the entirety of the fears that come along with your thought processes. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to clear some space on my drive, so the video stopped for a minute, but I'll just get back to where I was. I was about to go over to the right side, so let's see what we have going on here. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man in the reverse. Okay, the Four of Wands is a very interesting energy to see here. It is a bit different than the other energy. So, because it's all about connection and even celebrating connection, celebrating love, building a foundation with somebody who you love, things like that. Though we do have the Hanged Man in the reverse below it. So it could easily be that those ideas, those concepts that that this card brings out energetically, especially the sense of joy surrounding intimacy and connections, is something that you're thinking about conceptually. And you're thinking about how a part of you feels like it would be very nice to have. But we have the rest of you feels so much like antagonism towards that idea, based on the fears with the Hanged Man in the reverse here. For me, if this was in the upright position, where he's not really upright, but he's dangling from this branch, he's actually on a spiritual journey right now. It's an internal journey. It's about hanging everything up in your life, stopping for a minute, and coming to a realization. Okay? And it's a major arcana, so it's something that's bigger than just your average sort of thought process or realization is something that's pretty big in terms of like your spiritual growth in your life path. It says here in the reverse. So I think that it's something that you've been grappling with for a while. Almost wondering like, wow, these other people are like getting some joy and love. They're getting this joy out of like being intimate and being connected. But for me, it just seems awful. Like it seems like unreal, or like there's more going on. Like I'm getting a sense that you don't really trust that idea. So you can never find, so you don't celebrate the idea of connecting with someone, being in a love connection. You feel a lot of distrust with it. You feel like there's always going to be something hidden, something you don't know about this person. Like they're acting like they love me, but really there's something else going on. They're using me, or they're secretly seeing someone else, or there's something that's not wholesome about this. And I think those are thoughts that you have surrounding your has caused you to feel very afraid of this type of connection. And so when you look at people like celebrating their love, like the quintessential or a really common example, like a wedding where people are celebrating their love and their connection, and you're just like, what? Like, why would anybody do that? But you're trying to understand why. I think that's why the Hanged Man is here. You're actually now trying to like, okay, I don't get it, but I want to get it. I want to understand what's going on here and why I don't feel this. Like, what's going on with me that I don't feel this? So, but you've been grappling with it for a while. And I feel like that realization, this is pointing towards a realization that's not going to come in October, but is pointing towards you starting to ask yourself, why am I kind of not understanding this or able to desire to have this? Why am I instead like freaked out by it? So I'm going to move on to clarify some of these energies, see if there's any more messages that want to come through for you guys. Yeah, let's see what wants to come through. I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more about this other person that some of you are dealing with, but we'll see what comes out here for you. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, the King of Cups has come out. Oh, wow, and the Ace of Swords. So, in the past, we had the Ace of Swords in the reverse, but now it is upright in October. So, that's fantastic. That's something good to see. I like seeing those paradigm shifts in our thinking, because our thinking mind can be so just going around in circles and circles, and the same thoughts we have, and it just drains us, and it just cements this weird, distorted perception of ourselves and the world, and our thinking mind can just be so, I guess, toxic. So it's really nice to see that Ace of Swords coming in, and it's coming in above the universe, the world, and the Hanged Man. So you're really reconsidering how you connect yourself to the world and to those around you. And it does look like it will end with a new way of thinking. You're going to be realizing, anywhere I go, there I am. That's what the King of Cups is all about. No matter where I go, there I am. I'm always here with myself. I need to be present. I need to be able to, the King of Cups can be very guarded with their love. And their lesson is to offer their love freely without also guarding it. And I'm definitely getting a lot of energy coming from this king's chest right now. It just feels like there's so much energy tucked behind his arm, but he's kind of protecting it or trapping it in. And this cup is here, and this is about your willingness and ability to give love. But it's like, I'm always going to be here. I'm always going to be with myself no matter where in the world I go. There I am. I am going to be in this body my whole life, and I need to feel comfortable in it. And all of this distrust of experiencing of the world around me, all it really is pointing towards distrust of your own self, and you're not trusting you're not trusting your ability to choose the right people. You're not trusting in your ability to be what you would consider a good person. So you're not trusting your own self, but it's just coming out as, I don't trust the world around me. So that's for a message for some of you there. But we are having a shift, and it's a shift in the way in thinking, which is great because we have these very more negative energy here with the thinking mind going on here with the swords. But it's all about it's going to change for you. You're gonna come out of October with a new understanding of things. I think your repressed energy with involving your connections, and the truth of the matter is that we are all connected, and we're all one in the end. We're just have the illusion of separation right now while we live in this world. So there's definitely some good things coming in for you as you start to have this shift. It's a greater trust in yourself, a greater connection to your feelings, perhaps, with the King of Cups. An understanding that I need to trust myself more. I'm always going to be here in this body. I have to learn to trust. And the swords energy is often, the Ace of Swords is about trust as well. So I love seeing that, you guys. You've really turned the energy around with these clarifications. So I love it. So I'm going to just get one more card from the Dreams of Gaia deck. And this card usually comes in the form of advice. So we will see what happens. Sometimes it will give an outcome. But let's see what advice Spirit has for you. Okay. Integrity. All right, let's see what this card has to say for you guys. Three. All right, integrity. The integrity card is the 8th of the influence cards. It represents making choices and acting with honesty and honor. So this would be very different from the 7 of Swords energy, which is about distrustful behavior and hiding things. So integrity has many forms. There is personal integrity, professional integrity, artistic integrity, and intellectual integrity. To have sound personal integrity is to have high moral, ethical, and personal standards, and to hold true to your core values regardless of circumstances. It is to stand in direct opposition to hypocrisy, dishonesty, cruelty, and injustice. To honor your personal truths. Your world and actions are in harmony and do not contradict each other. In short, you walk your talk. To have sound personal integrity is to be of good character and nature. It is to be authentic and not to hide behind any deception or illusion. Lord of illusionary success. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing the energy. I'm just connecting the energies to this message. What you see is what you get. Authenticity is the mainstay of a person with integrity. To have artistic integrity is to do what you love because you love it. Yes, if you are blessed to be able to create for a living, you should do so, but the basis of creation should always be love, not money. A person with an artistic integrity would not compromise themselves or their craft for money. They will always give their audience and clients their finest work because when they love what they do, they strive without conscious thought to have their current project or creation be their best. Their heart and passion is always their guiding influence. To have professional integrity is to practice ethical and honest behavior in business. It is to accord fellow employees, employers, customers, and clients respect and honesty. It is to meet one's professional duties in a dedicated and responsible manner, and always perform your duties to the best of your ability each and every time. It is to strive to offer a product or workmanship of the highest quality, and to be willing to grow, improve, and refine one's self in order to become a master of your craft or the top of your field of expertise. To have intellectual integrity is to live by the very same standards that you expect others to live by. And this is, this intellectual integrity is for most of you what this card is relating to, based on your spread. So it is to be consistent and treat all with equality. It is to be just and fair. It is to hold true to your core values in a manner that is consistent and expected. It is to give those around you the same treatment and not play favorites. There should be no arbitrary expectations, including yourself. Those with integrity do their utmost to avoid hypocrisy, but also know and understand that some of the beliefs they subscribe to cannot always be honored. They aspire, but they do not always succeed, and this does not make them less, it makes them human. Those with integrity are not perfect. Those with integrity are honorable, honest, and accepting of their imperfect state, and do not strive for an impossible ideal, but instead endeavor to be the best person they can be in all areas of their lives. So for me, the main message that I'm getting from that is to not have higher expectations of other people than you do of yourself. You might experience yourself expecting more kindness, more love, more affection from other people than that you are willing to give. Apart from that, whatever message you felt resonated, because that was a lot that I just read. So whatever message you feel resonated for your life, hold on to that. Okay, my dear Gemini? I think that October will bring a lot of realizations and new understandings, and I wish you well on your path of personal discovery. Okay? If this reading resonated with you, go ahead, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it since this is a new channel for me. I love any feedback I get, and feel free to comment as well if this resonated with you. Yes, so I wish you guys the absolute best. I will be doing some pick a card readings as well. For the lovely October, I'm going to be doing some Halloween stuff. It'll be great. So stay tuned, and till next time.